Hello there, and welcome to the February steering team meeting. You'll be in either section 6 or 7 on your VTA process page, depending upon what year you're in the update, and this deals with your root causes update. During the month of February, you're going to be posting your council discussion, which you can find on the VTA process page, steps 4 through 6. You'll also see the student body discussion, step 3. Update 1 and 3 schools, you're in section 7, and update 2 schools, you're in section 6. And a little spoiler alert there, you will notice that the student body discussion this time is step 3. So you'll be doing the student body discussion first this time for root causes. After watching this video, you will conduct your student body discussion, and then you will conduct the council discussion. You will determine whether it's in person or online. Also, after watching this video, you will examine the student body discussion input, and then you will examine the council discussion input. In addition, you will review the updated root cause studies found in section 3. And these include the studies done in accordance with your school's SIP uses. And a little note about this for this year, since it is a completely different situation. Many of your root causes have not changed at all, and I'm very aware of that. The root cause studies, which are your state and federal studies that you do each year, you probably have absolutely no changes whatsoever. So you may want to handle that a little differently this year and not spend as much time on that because it is basically a redundancy. If you want to just briefly review it, that's fine. But I would strongly suggest that there not be too many major changes made this year, and don't do it for our account. We know you're working very diligently on everything. So just leave kind of things as they are in a pattern, and then we'll go from there, and we'll still be able to show that later on in your root cause updates. And finally, after watching this video, you will want to review the latest root cause survey reports, maybe. I'm going to leave this up to you this year because here again, these surveys that I'm talking about are the ones that some of you had a survey year this year where you were surveying parents and teachers, students, and community. Many of you, this was an optional year, so you wouldn't have done this survey. It's going to be a tricky year for this because most of your information is going to be historical. This is not really a historical year. I mean, it's an unbelievable year, but it's not going to be your basic historical year. So you may want to just skip this information. If you want to use it, it's up to you. As always, do what works for you with your information. In getting ready for the council meeting, you're going to want to ready your council meeting info for emailing to your members, and that's just the same basic opening the envelope on step 4. On this, you will decide if the meeting will be online or in person and online. You have quite a bit of data this time. Don't feel obligated to have an in-person meeting for this one. I know it's February. You're now not only up against everything else, but you're also up against the weather and its unpredictability. So if you choose to just go strictly online for the February meeting, you might be better off in the long run because they will have access to all of the reports that they can just do with a click, and then it comes up on their computers and they can look at it on an online meeting. And so the members might feel a little bit more comfortable just looking at it that way rather than trying to sift through a bunch of papers. And there again, it's such an odd year. There's no need to be running off a lot of information that doesn't really apply. And then, of course, as always, once that meeting opens, be sure and monitor for your responses. And if someone needs a little reminder to look and keep supporting, the council, which a lot of you are doing a great job. I mean, the council is really coming through. but never hurts to remind someone that they can check out the meeting and of course be a part of it. Once the council meeting is closed online, you can write your summary and submit. Do keep in mind that we do offer a service of extending your deadline if you find that your meeting time has run into some sort of an issue and you're not getting enough response. Don't forget, it's an easy thing. Just send me an email, tell me what date you would like your meeting changed out to as far as your deadline, and I'll happily do that right away. And then that will extend your window, which sometimes really helps. And then once it's all finished, you're going to write your summary and you're going to submit, which is step 6. And then there again, if you have an in-person meeting, you're going to either distribute the current root causes, which is step 7. Another thing that you could do for this meeting, there again, lots of data. You know, we think with achievement data, we have lots. Root cause, we really have a lot of information. And so if you want to have people bring in their laptops and then they can just scroll down as they go, it will save a lot of time and effort as far as getting all the paperwork ready for the meeting. And then remember that it's still important to look at it because you really want to look at this before you make any adjustments for the 21-22 school year. Based on the combined discussions of your student body, your council, and your steering team, your root causes will be updated as needed and submitted in steps 7 and 8. And just a real quick reminder on this, remember that during the council meeting, you want to share the student body information. If something jumps out, if there's nothing that is any different than you notice, and many of you have been working with the student body for many years now, so you kind of see the rhythm that's going on there. But if something really jumps out, because there's been so much hybrid learning, and there's been so many days that have just, I know, have been in just limbo for a lot of you. And if you see something that has truly affected students and they're talking about it, and you feel that it's something that should truly be addressed as a root cause, as a concern of why kids aren't learning now, and it may, you know, it's going to reflect, it's going to come back, it's going to loop around next fall. So if you see something, be sure and bring this up at the council meeting, and and tie that in, and be sure and put it in the council minutes as well. So there again, you have an archive and you have a reminder, so that when you start writing out the actual root causes, you'll have those notes to remember. And that's pretty much it. If you need any assistance, you can call me, or you can send me an email. It's really best send me an email. That works. They definitely get here. Sometimes calls get dropped. And there again, it's going to be a tricky year with your root causes. One thing I also would suggest is that making all of your root causes general this year, if you put in any new ones where it affects all the subgroups, and then that way you're not going to have to go picking through this time next year and pulling out maybe those temporary root causes. So just make them all general. Doesn't matter how long your list is, and then you can attack it when you start doing the interventions that way, and you'll have an easier list to look at. Good luck, and anything that you need, you give me a call or drop me an email. Thanks, and have a great day.